Bucket list coasters. Everyone has them, depending on if you want to do a top 10. But I've done a top 20 just to make my videos seem longer. But today this one's 9 minutes, which is ecstatic for me. It's crazy. And also, thank you for the support recently. Over the weekend, I've had 7 new subscribers. I know it sounds like that's not a lot, but for me, damn, that's a big growth, so thank you for that. Anyways, let's get into it. At number 20, we have Hyperion at Energylandia. This ride looks incredible, or just insane, because that first drop itself looks super intense. I mean, it also has a lot of airtime, a lot of low to the ground manoeuvres. At number 19, we have El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. Don't get me wrong, I really want to do this ride so bad. However, it would be higher, but I've heard it's quite rough. But the first drop and the 2 camelbacks do look insane. And probably the only reason why they're so high up here, because apparently everything else is rough about it. At number 18, we have the opposite of El Toro. This time it's not wooden, and it's apparently buttery smooth. However, in my opinion, I would rather have an airtime focused layout than a sense of speed, like showing speed, but it does still look incredible. That first drop also has a lot of whippy elements. At number 17, we have Taron at Fantasia Land. This ride doesn't exactly have an inversion, but to be fair, with the layout this coaster looks to have, it looks like it doesn't matter. It has a load of airtime, 2 looking punchy launches. Now that it also has my favourite coaster trains, like the ones on Velocicoaster, so I think I would really like this coaster. And the theming. At number 16, we have Flying Aces. This is a hypercoaster, and this one looks to have a good drop. The 9-version loop looks like it's going to give some ejector airtime, and the Stengel dive after looks pretty nice. The layout itself just looks pretty nice. I mean, I may not just made a video about this park. At number 15, we have the first RMC on the list, Air Force 1. This one looks like it has a lot of hang time and air time, and those final bunny hops look brutal, like literally brutal to the human body. They just look to snap you out so much. This ride does look really good, I just think it needs theming. At number 14, we have Pantherian, or Intimidator 305, at King's Dominion. I don't know what's happening in the background. It's like a big helicopter. Anyway, this ride apparently is the most intense in the world. And it also does look to have some insane, sharp airtime with a lot in it. God, that thing's annoying. Anyway, this ride looks really good. At number 13, we have Batman Gotham City Escape at PAC Warner Madrid. This ride is an Intamin Blitz, and it looks really good. I just think the top hat doesn't look the best, but it still looks to have incredible airtime and also incredible theming, which Air Force 1 looks to have missing. And it also has a little backwards section. I wouldn't really count it, but whatever. At number 12, we have Zardra at Energylandia. This is another RMC, however this is the tallest RMC in the world. It has a lot of airtime. Well, it looks... It's fair. I've heard reviews saying it doesn't have the most airtime, but it still looks intense and very whippy. And it does seem to have some airtime and hang time with a 0G stall. I'm losing my voice a little bit here, I think. At number 11, we have Stardust Racers at Epic Universe. This ride was not in my top 20 before Epic Universe had its previews. However, I've heard some insane reviews saying it has a bunch of airtime. The launches are actually punchy for Mach, which I was not expecting, which is kind of crazy. And that Mach actually has powerful launches now, which gets me excited for their future. At number 10, we have Tutatis at Park Asterix. In fact, I am actually going to Park Asterix in August, which makes me so excited. I really want to go on this thing. The airtime looks insane. The launches look pretty nice. And yeah, it just looks like a really fun ride. It also looks pretty well themed as well. Like Pantheon. That's why Pantheon isn't on the list. The only part I'm not exactly excited for is the top hat, but it still looks great. And number 9, we have all 4D coasters by Arrow, or SNS. Because these rides just look insane. My top anticipated one is Edgenica Fuji Q. I decided to put them all into one, because then that would just make my list look really weird. Anyway, this ride just looks crazy, with the amount of flips it has as well. Now that it also looks super intense, because of the flips it has. Basically. That's what I'm going to say. At number 8, we have Maverick at Cedar Point. This is the first Cedar Point coaster, but it just tells you how high these coasters are. This ride looks like a little speed machine, and I'm not even joking. It does have the old instrument restraints, but because of the amount of airtime it looks to have, I think I'd forgive it. How about the launches do look punchy? Itchy head. If the launches do look punchy for LSM, I really want to go on this coaster, because it's a bucket list. At number 7, we have Top Thrill 2. Actually, you'll never guess where. Cedar Point. This ride is a strata coaster, and it's the only strata coaster on this list. Because obviously, King of the Car is gone now. You know what happened to it. This ride has 3 launches. It has the first 70 mph launch, backwards 100 mph, and you've got the normal hydraulic same speed. At number 6, we have my highest bucket list wooden coaster, the Voyage. I would typically want to go on this coaster on holiday nights because there's some trims in the middle which look to slow it down a lot. However, at holiday nights, those trims aren't on, and somehow they made it safe. The airtime looks incredible, and I like the fact it goes into the ground. Like, imagine Oblivion, but it keeps on going into the ground. And like that, it also looks at some insane airtime. At number 5, we have the ride's Happiness. I'm actually also going on this one in August, which is super exciting. This is a Mack Extreme spinning coaster at Plopsaland, and it looks really good. Just the amount of spin in the endless hang time, by the looks of it, and I bet the theming also looks alright, and the onboard audio as well. It just looks like a complete coaster, and once I ride it, there is quite a large chance it'll be my number 1. At number 4, we have Voltron Nevera. This is at Europa Park, and it's my itchy head. It's my most anticipated coaster in Europe. It looks to have a lot of airtime, a load of theming, with very universal looking theming. It just looks so good. It looks like it also has a lot of hang time, which you gotta love hang time. It has a lot of launches. Apparently a pointless launch. This ride just looks so good. And number 3 in my bucket list is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. This is an RMC hybrid and has the most airtime in the world on any coaster. Yeah, basically a hybrid, if you don't know, is a mix of steel and wood. It's basically just an RMC. And this ride looks like a lot of whipping versions, good hang time. Well, some whipping versions, that is, of course. At number 2 is Iron Gwazi. This is another RMC hybrid. However, for a while, this was my top bucket list coaster, and so I found another one. Anyway, this ride looks like an incredible drop, the death roll looks unbelievable, and the wave turn, oh my god, like, you surely get ejected. However, it also looks very comfortable, and also it looks stylized, just like Hyperia. But this is probably way better than Hyperia, so let's not talk about Hyperia. The Zero G stall was apparently disappointing, but if you have a ride like this, you can't really complain. And number 1 is probably a coaster that some of you won't expect. It's fair, some of you might not even heard of it. But it is Hakuge at Nagashima Sparland in Japan. Recently this ride wasn't too... Of course the car had to drive past and in it. And more cars. Anyway. Yeah, it's an RMC hybrid just like Iron Gwazi and Steel Vengeance. It looks so good. Like, it looks like it has a bunch of airtimes, a few whipping versions. I don't know why, I also really like the colour scheme. I think it's a really nice colour scheme. So yeah, that's my bucket list. So put your top bucket list coaster in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next video, and now, goodbye.